I am sure every single one of you lovely people out there who decided to click on this very epic video remember Twitch's rising star for 20 years in a row. I've talked about her before. I am not the biggest fan of her. I guess you can say that. She is one of the worst people on Twitch. Top 20, maybe top 15. Depends on what stupid she says that day. Yes, she was a Twitch streamer who wished American soldiers got PTSD. So I was just browsing YouTube as I do, and this video got recommended to me. Frogan, cruel, bigoted, and loving it. And I thought to myself, why not get some snacks? You know what I mean? Maybe get some sour candy, chill with my amigos and amigas, and let's just watch this. Her downfall has been a long time coming, and now it feels like everyone's finally realizing what a horrible person this person is. According to Frogan herself, her friends are leaving her. She said, you know, a friendship is dead when they stop sharing their location with you. Could this be a joke? Yes. But then at the same time, this is the same person that claimed she was joking about people getting PTSD and dying and everyone deserves to die because America bad. So I don't know. I don't know if she's trolling or not. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop a like. And let's just get right into it. I'm actually pretty hyped.
Hi, I'm Frogan, and I chose to be a Twitch streamer for my job.
5 seconds in and I'm like, nah. If you would have said YouTuber, that is a lot more sustainable than a Twitch streamer when you're barely starting out. But on Twitch, it's a lot different because you rely on other people. You rely on a fan base, a pre-existing fan base that jumps to Twitch, or you gotta have connections, which she has, but yet no one's watching. And on YouTube, it's completely different, and there's a lot more opportunities on YouTube. If you're gonna do this as your job, it's a lot better to do it as a YouTuber than a Twitch streamer, unless you have connections. And even then, once again, Frogan has connections with literally one of the biggest Twitch streamers ever, Hasan, and still nobody watches her, and Denims and other people in her community. And she's between 80 to 110 viewers every single day with all those connections. And on YouTube, you don't need to rely on other people. So my advice, not that I recommend it, but if you're gonna drop out of school or quit your job when you're barely starting off in, you know, creating social media content, I would do YouTube. I wouldn't do Twitch. But that's just my 2 cents.
In the last video, I covered topics such as Frogan's claims to be a public health expert, her confrontations with multiple therapists, her criticisms of Ludwig, Ethan Klein's falling out with her favorite streamer Hasan, and a paper she wrote in college. I think I successfully demonstrated her dishonesty, her arrogance, and self-victimization. But as I expected, Frogan has once again stirred up controversy in the streaming community. And as usual, she'll take no accountability for her actions.
There's no way someone like Frogan is a public health expert.
Recently, we've seen a lot happen between Twitch, its creators, and its critics. Most notably, Twitch was put on blast by multiple figures and organizations, including the ADL and US Congressman Richie Torres. A Twitch-sponsored panel with racial undertones was the spark that started the fire. People will try and feign innocence. Don't let them gaslight you. In another universe, I might have been more charitable to Frogan and her crew, but as I discussed in my last video, there's way too many examples of her being shady. To explain why I don't think anyone should give any leeway to Frogan or anyone in her circle.
I've said this, guys. I don't want to be like, I told you so, but I'm never, ever, ever, ever wrong when it comes to situations. Never. I've never made a mistake. Not even one. I cannot recall one. You don't need to be a super IQ individual to look at Frogan and everything she's done and be like, yeah, I do not trust this person. I trust everyone, even my biggest op, more than I do Frogan. And I get it. YouTubers, Twitch streamers, content creators, we make mistakes. But when you do it like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a row, it's like, all right, bro, you gotta be stopped. But the difference between the average content creator that does or says something stupid and Frogan is that Frogan never apologizes. Frogan can do no wrong, according to Frogan. So now a lot of this video, if not the first half, talks about stuff that we've covered before, and it even dives into, you know, a bit more political that I am just not qualified to talk about. I might keep it real. I'm just not the guy to talk about politics. But let's get into stuff that we've never seen before.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into America.
This is a pretty vile take. And not because I think you can't criticize America. You certainly can. But there's a difference in criticizing the decisions made at a high level and harboring hatred towards military service members who often have no other choice but to follow orders. People who join the military often do so because they have no other prospects in their life and no future planned ahead for them. Joining the military gives them a path that they otherwise wouldn't have had. That doesn't even take into account how many of them are recruited fresh out of high school. Frogan and her friends are supposed to be leftists who care about the disadvantaged and the working class. But they can't even think through who they're talking to when they say things like this. They only have enough energy to fawn over an anti-Semitic Houthi terrorist. There's no energy for anyone else. A few days later, on October 21st, Frogan doubled down.
I'm getting canceled on Twitter again. I still agree with it. Aw, base.
This is absolutely hate speech. Veterans are a protected class. People with mental issues are a protected class. You cannot talk about people like this. It's actually a huge problem. And according to Twitch guidelines, this is a violation. Now, if I can direct your attention, take a look at this gem.
Some of them don't have a choice financially or for school. My little brother is serving right now for that reason. He's not a fan, neither am I.
I took out student loans. Listen, honey, be in student debt like everybody else. You know, but thank you. You think
Sim for Frogan.
You think I want to be in $100,000 of student loan debt? No, I don't. But I never brown children at the expense of it.
You often need a co-signer to even get a loan, and a lot of people don't even have that.
I don't know, this is someone that has no idea what the fuck they're talking about, yet they're acting like they know. For example, when there's something that I don't know about, like the first segment of this video when they talk about politics and Israel and Palestine, I skip on it because I don't want to spread misinformation or get stuff wrong, and I'm just not qualified for that, right? But people like Frogan, they don't know what they're talking about, yet they feel like their opinion should be out there just because they're Frogan and they're the rising star of the year 10 years in a row or whatever. It's just such a tone-deaf response. And your own fans are telling you their situation. She doesn't like the fact that her brother's in the military and the brother doesn't even like it, but they have to do it. And she's like, well, there's other ways to go around it. Just do this. At this point, I don't know who's worst, Frogan, Denims, or Hasan Piker. I don't even think she's bringing $12 to the platform. And I get why they want to keep Hasan. The Twitch CEO is a Hasan Piker fanboy, and he loves that Hasan Dlissi. But Frogan, she's bringing nothing to the platform.
No one should believe that Frogan has an ounce of progressive values within her. What does she think happens to the families and the children of people who come back from serving, who have PTSD and have no support system? How many of those people don't go on to contribute to society? How many of those people don't go on at all? And those that do, how many of them go on to be a net negative because of their trauma? We just had 2 terror attacks happen on January 1st, 2025, both committed by military veterans. One was the Las Vegas Cybertruck explosion, in which the perpetrator, Matthew Livelsberger, admitted in letter that he wanted to cleanse his mind of the brothers that he lost and relieve himself of the burden of the lives he took.
I wonder if Frogan will ever respond to this, or at least share her thoughts about it, or give her side of the story. It is accurate. You cannot say stuff like, I hope all military guys get PTSD, and now you're seeing the results of said PTSD. I mean, it's one thing to say it, and then it's another thing to see it in real life, and how people with actual PTSD act. We just saw right now is the actual effects of having PTSD. The more time passes, the worse this whole argument of Frogan of, yeah, I hope all military guys die and they get PTSD, they deserve it. It's such a dumb take.
Founded by Cutie Cinderella, the Streamer Awards is an annual awards show that celebrates achievements in the live streaming industry over the previous year. The first one was held in 2022. One of the categories that streamers can be nominated for in the Streamer Awards is Rising Star, an award that is dedicated to streamers who are still up and coming. As the website says, these streamers have tremendous growth over the past year and have the potential to be a top streamer.
I am still mad I never got nominated for this. Not in 2020, not in 2021 when I blew up, not in 2022 when I killed it, not in 2023 when I killed it even more. Even 2024 was my best year ever. None of those times I've been nominated for Rising Star of the Year. The fact that Frogan got nominated and won is triggering to me. All right, I'm triggered, I'm mad, and I will crash out if I don't win this year.
Frogan was nominated for the Rising Star Award.
Stance is our rising star.
Stans ended up winning instead of her, but that's fine because Frogan was nominated again in 2023 for the same award, Rising Star. I personally don't have an issue with this because it's just a show. It was made for streamers to give awards to their other streamer friends, but people were confused as to how she got nominated twice in a row. It's a valid question. How can you be a potential rising star 2 years in a row? Mizkif, an actually popular streamer, commented on the categories during one of his streams.
Prince, Zomalive, and Frogan. Frogan was there last year. How do you know him? Dude, I literally, all I do is sit and watch Twitch. Well, I don't watch Twitch. I scroll through and look at people, and I'm like, damn, they have a lot of viewers.
As you can see, she already looks mad here.
She's gonna cry. I think this is the one where she cries.
Yeah, Frogan's on here again. I feel like that doesn't make any sense.
OTK is nominated again for Org of the Year. Why are you nominated again?
Like, you can just see how mad she is. Excuse me, what the fuck did you just say to me? I'm the Rising Star Queen. What do you care about an award show? That means nothing. It's not important. I don't understand why people care so much about winning awards that are meaningless. I would understand if it was an Oscar, you know what I mean? Or an Emmy, maybe even a Grammy, even though that shit's super rigged, but you know what I mean? Or maybe your YouTube Plaque Awards. You get 100K because you earned those 100K. You worked hard. Or 1 million or 10 million or whatever the next goal is. Those are, in my opinion, valid award shows because you made it happen. It's not a massive Twitch circle jerk of, you know, their friends giving awards to their other friends. It's a legit award show. I would understand if I lost out on those and I was nominated, right? But the streamer awards, bro, no one cares. No one cares, and 99% of the population does not even know they exist. It's once again, it's a massive circle jerk of these Twitch streamers, the top Twitch streamers, giving awards to their other Twitch friends. That's what it is. So this means nothing. Unless I'm nominated, then it means something. But until then...
You're either a star or you're not, you know what I mean? Like, what?
Bruh, she is so offended.
I feel like this award should be like... a Falling Star Award? Bro, that'd be so funny. I would clear.
Honestly,
Huh?
okay, it makes me really upset. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to cry, but it really does make me really upset.
Womp womp.
So I get that she's likely pretty new to having this level of attention directed at her, and it's overwhelming. But it seems pretty clear that Mizkif wasn't being overly harsh on Frogan. He even made a self-deprecating joke about himself, about him clearing the Falling Star Award. Frogan, however, viewed it in the exact opposite way. She immediately took offense to these comments and assumed that the joke was directed towards her. Mizkif came into her chat to explain and apologize.
Annoyed! I'm annoyed! I saw the clip. The reason I said that I don't think you deserve the Rising Star Award is because I think that it should be based on that year. We have grown a lot from this year. I meant to no ill with it. Okay, here's my thing. When you say like that and the way you're saying it in front of your audience of like 25,000 people, allowing them to continue to make fun of me, how do you think that makes me feel?
I'm sure it doesn't feel great, but she's the last person to be speaking about this.
It's all fun and games. You're getting all the Kick W's, Omega Lows, Falling Star. I didn't even know this was a thing until somebody tweeted it to me.
So while she's complaining about the possibility of people coming in and harassing her, her own chat was insulting Mizkif and even making death threats towards him.
Yeah, nicest Frogan fence right here, guys. I don't know, and it's not like Frogan was new to streaming. She's been doing this, or at that point, if I'm not mistaken, she's been doing that for 2 to 3 years. And I get it, the internet could be a pretty mean place. I've been called pretty much everything you could imagine. Do I care? No, because who's a multi-billionaire and who isn't? So maybe not a billionaire, but you know what I mean. Well, you're too sensitive to work online and go work another job that isn't this. It's not like you're innocent either. You do your fair share of stupidity to get people mad at you. That's the internet for you. If you can't handle it, look for another job.
First video, I pushed it on Twitter. She quote tweeted me shortly after. and I was not expecting what I saw.
Destiny's cummings dried up for her, LMAO.
This is sexualizing me just because I've been associated with another content creator in the past. Aren't you supposed to be a leftist? I don't think I've ever talked about Frogan this way. By the way, remember, she started off in Hasan's community, and she has been modding for Hasan for years. She does all sorts of work for him. I don't have that kind of relationship with any other content creator the way that she does.
The thing with Frogan is that she's so aggressive. The difference here between Frogan and other people who are quote unquote real YNs like myself is that we don't pretend to be positive in this wholesome content creator 24/7 like she does. It's not like I'm putting on the mask every single time I come and upload, and then in real life I'm like this horrible rude person. The thing with Frogan is that she's not genuine, she's not real, but in reality she's so rude, so mean, so aggressive. It's like, this is not the same person that's wholesome and begging for money on Twitch.
You look at your haters, and it's an ugly ass bitch with no fucking eyebrows or no lips coming after you.
Honestly, Frogan should be the last person talking about anybody's looks. I'm not gonna say anything else, but you know. I did learn more about Frogan, and indeed she is as bad as I thought, if not just an even worse human being than we all thought. Beyond cooked. No one will ever defend her besides Hasan Piker, and even Hasan Piker sometimes doesn't come out and defend her. So it's just a matter of time before people realize and they're like, holy shit, this person's actually horrible. But anyways, with that said, thank you so much for watching. I'm starving. It's time to eat, so I have to go, but make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you next time. All right.